Hello and welcome back to the channel.
Today's video is about one of my favorite countries on the planet, England.
From the cosmopolitan chaos of London to the tranquil natural beauty of the Lake District, England really is a must-see with something for everyone. Welcome to World Wanderers.
We're Alicia and Will.
Come wander the world with us.
Flying in England, there's a pretty good chance that you'll land in London, so that's where we're going to start our overview of the country.
When we went, we rented a car at the airport and drove in the city.
The first must-see location we actually saw by accident, as we drove around the circle 6 times before we were finally able to get off on the exit we wanted, and that is Piccadilly Circus.
Yeah, it turns out the traffic is really crazy, and for our first time driving on the left side of the road, it was an adjustment.
We had literally picked up the car and drove into London.
Yeah.
So Piccadilly, if you don't know, is basically a large traffic circle with an open public space in the middle, and is very similar to New York's Times Square.
Piccadilly Circus is in a very central location with tons of nice hotels, which makes it a great area to stay in.
Yep, and you can easily get from there to the theaters, the shopping, parks, museums, pretty much anything you're looking for in London.
Yeah, we're going to talk about all the things in this video. Yeah. So nearby is Trafalgar Square, and this public square is a short walk from Piccadilly and is home to Nelson's Column.
Trafalgar Square was considered to be, both physically and culturally, the center of London.
You can see many shows, parades, and other events, including the New Year's celebrations and London Christmas tree.
Yep, it's also considered to be the political center for demonstrations and protesters who have gathered there since the 1800s to demonstrate a felt need for change.
Just up the road from Trafalgar Square are the seats of governance. So you've got Buckingham Palace, Westminster, and Downing Street.
Downing Street has been the residence of the Prime Minister and his offices for over 300 years, and is synonymous with the UK's government, sort of like Washington with the American government or Moscow with Russia.
Right, and Buckingham Palace, on the other hand, is the official residence and administrative headquarters of the British monarch.
Built in 1703 as Buckingham House, it was acquired by King George III in 1761, and later expanded into a grand palace by the architects John Nash and Edward Bloor.
This palace is spectacularly beautiful and has 775 rooms, including 19 staterooms, 52 royal and guest bedrooms, 188 staff bedrooms, 92 offices, and 78 bathrooms.
Yes, it's one of the central symbols of the British monarchy.
This is where you can also watch the changing of the guard.
Next up on our list is Westminster and its world-famous clock tower, Big Ben.
Westminster Palace has been a center of English government for 1,000 years and the official meeting place of Parliament for the past 800 years.
The building itself is beautiful, with the current exterior being done in the 1800s.
Big Ben is probably the most famous symbol of the UK and has reliably kept time for over 150 years, tolling its smaller bells every 15 minutes and its large bell every hour.
Definitely one of London's must-sees.
The final site here is Westminster Abbey, which has been the site of royal coronations, weddings, funerals, and burials for nearly 1,000 years.
Construction of this beautiful and historical building began around 1050, and it continued in different stages for centuries, with the towers finally being finished in the 1700s.
Next up is St. Paul's Cathedral, an iconic structure in London.
Yeah, it's renowned for its magnificent dome, which dominates the city skyline.
Designed by Sir Christopher Wren, it was completed in 1710 after the previous cathedral was destroyed by the Great Fire of London in 1666.
The cathedral serves as the mother church of the Diocese of London and a significant site for national events including state funerals and royal weddings.
Its interior features impressive artworks, including mosaics and carvings, and the Whispering Gallery, known for its unique acoustics.
It's definitely worth a walk or a tube ride to see it.
A short way down from St. Paul's is another famous symbol of London, the Tower Bridge.
This bridge was built in the 1800s to better connect the two halves of the growing metropolis, and still serves as a major connection today with over 40,000 crossings every day.
Right next to the bridge is another must-see, the Tower of London.
Yes, this castle was built between 1066 and 1078 to firmly establish Norman control over London. It has served as a residence, fortress, armory, and prison for nearly 1,000 years of its history.
Today, it's a museum and houses the crown jewels. Whether you go for the history, the shiny things, or both, it's a great place to take a tour.
Yeah. Next up is the museums. London is full of fantastic museums, including the Natural History Museum, Art Museum, and Science Museum.
If you only go to one, though, it's got to be the British Museum.
Yeah, for sure. The British Museum is one of the world's most comprehensive and renowned museums.
Founded in 1753, it houses a vast collection of over 8 million works spanning human history, art, and culture.
Yeah, the exhibits in the British Museum include the Rosetta Stone, the Elgin marbles, Egyptian mummies, and countless other treasures.
We joke that if the British explorers could have figured out how to move the pyramids, they'd be in the British Museum now, too.
Probably. Its neoclassical architecture was designed by Sir Robert Smirke and is a stunning setting for the different exhibits and definitely a sight to not pass up.
Definitely. Across the Thames is the London Eye.
Yeah, this massive Ferris wheel was the world's largest when it was finished in the year 2000.
At 443 feet or 135 meters, it gives riders a fantastic 360-degree view of central London.
We did it and definitely recommend the ride, but don't do what I did and forget your bag in your car.
Yeah, they stuffed the entire wheel to make sure it wasn't a bomb.
Yeah, I got it back, but it was a little bit embarrassing.
Yeah. If you are a Harry Potter fan, then King's Cross should also be on your list.
Yeah, they've definitely leaned fully into the Harry Potter fandom and set up a platform 9 3/4 with some great photo ops.
Yeah, we really enjoyed it. They have a trolley that's half embedded into the wall, which is super cute. And the nearby Harry Potter shop is a good stop for gifts and souvenirs as well.
And speaking of shopping, shopping in London offers an unparalleled experience that blends together the historic charm and modern luxury of the city.
Right. Oxford Street, the city's busiest shopping thoroughfare, is home to flagship stores of major retailers, and it also features elegant architecture and high-end retailers on Regent Street.
For luxury shopping, Bond Street and Mayfair boast designer boutiques and exclusive jewelers. And then you have Covent Garden and Carnaby Street, which provide a mix of independent shops, trendy fashion, and vibrant street performances.
Markets like Camden, Portobello Road, and Borough offer unique finds from vintage clothing to gourmet food. And London's diverse shopping landscape ensures something for every taste and budget. So if you enjoy shopping of any kind, then this city is definitely one you should do it in.
Mm-hmm. The final thing we want to mention for London are the congestion zones and the tube. If you rent a car, be careful about the congestion zones.
Congestion zones are primarily in the historic and high tourist areas like Buckingham Palace, Westminster, etc. So exactly the places you're likely to go.
You can prepay to enter these zones or pay by plate each day for fairly reasonable prices. But if, like us, you didn't know they existed, then you can end up with hundreds of dollars in fines.
Right. I think ours was around £800 or $1,000 at the time when all was said and done, and the rental car company tacked on their administration fees. So it was definitely an expensive lesson that we learned to know what those signs look like and make sure we're not driving into them by accident.
And London does do a pretty good job of posting up signage. We just didn't know what we were looking for.
Yeah, we didn't know it was a thing. Now we know. Yeah. Now you know too.
Which leads us to the Tube, or the London Underground. This network of trains has stations all over the city. It's fairly inexpensive and very reliable.
We used it for the majority of our visit in London and found it easier and faster than driving around the city and paying for the limited parking or getting a taxi.
Yeah, I highly recommend using the Tube for anything that's farther than you want to walk to at the time, but make sure to mind the gap.
Yeah, you loved them saying that when we heard the recording. Leaving London and heading south to Kent, the first stop should be Canterbury.
This city served as the primary stronghold of the Kentite until Roman times, when it was conquered and made into the Roman citadel, the walls of which are still visible today.
Canterbury is a charming town with many shops, restaurants, and pubs set in centuries-old buildings.
It's also home to the Canterbury Cathedral, which has been the preeminent seat of Christianity in England since Roman times.
The current cathedral was built in the 11th and 12th centuries and is one of the most beautiful Gothic buildings in England.
Next up is one of my favorite places in England, Dover on the southern coast.
Dover sits at the narrowest part of the English Channel and is famous for its sheer white cliffs that drop hundreds of feet into the sea, as well as the Dover Castle that stood guard over the southern coast for nearly 1,000 years.
Dover Castle has served as an active defense role from ancient times up to World War II. You can tour the castle and its grounds and learn about its history and its importance to England.
The medieval earth and stoneworks are a marvel of engineering that was updated and adapted as war and technology changed while maintaining the essence of the site.
When you're done at the castle, you can take a nice stroll on the edge of the cliffs and look out over the channel while taking in the natural beauty of the area. It's green, rolling plains dotted with forest right up to the edge where the cliffs drop into the sea, and it's really beautiful. On a clear day, from the edge of the cliffs, you can see all the way over to France.
Going west from London, the first must see stop is Windsor Castle. Located in the county of Berkshire, it is the oldest and largest inhabited castle in the world.
Originally built by William the Conqueror in the 11th century, it has been used by successive monarchs and remains a working royal residence.
The castle features a blend of architectural styles with significant expansions and renovations over the centuries.
Notable highlights are the state apartments adorned with exquisite artwork, St. George's Chapel, which is a prime example of Gothic architecture, and the sprawling Windsor Great Park.
This is another great location to watch the changing of the guard as they march through the streets and maybe get a picture with both the mounted and the foot guards. But I didn't want to get too close to them as they were doing a job, but I definitely still wanted my picture.
Yeah. Yeah, it's free and lasts about 30 minutes. They do it on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 11 a.m.
The ceremony here is a colorful spectacle of British pageantry performed by active duty soldiers from the foot guards.
It's a great opportunity to see some of the world's oldest military traditions in action, and is often accompanied by a pipe or brass band.
Heading west from Windsor into the Salisbury Plains, you'll find one of England's most famous and mysterious sites, Stonehenge.
This site has served as a spiritual center as far back as 10,000 years ago, with wooden monuments and burials.
This megalithic stone monument has been standing for well over 4,000 years and is comprised of large monoliths weighing over 25 tons each.
Stonehenge is aligned with sunrise and sunset on the summer and winter solstices, and may have served as a calendar and observatory as well as a religious function.
There are tons of theories in academic circles and popular culture about Stonehenge's purpose and construction, and it certainly has an air of mystery and wonder about it.
Definitely. Next up on our list is Bath, which is a great home base for exploring Western England.
Bath was a Romano-Briton fortified town and resort. The Romans built many lavish bathhouses to take advantage of the natural hot springs here.
Some of these Roman baths are still pretty well intact today and were restored in the Georgian era when Bath became a hotspot for the aristocracy.
The city's Georgian architecture, Roman ruins, many shops, restaurants, and pubs, as well as its great walkability, make it an excellent place to stay. This is definitely a place that I'd consider living.
While you're here, make sure you stroll through the Bath Abbey and check out the Royal Crescent and the Circus to fully appreciate Bath's architectural splendor.
From Bath, it's a short drive down to England's southwest coast.
The Jurassic Coast here is a UNESCO World Heritage Site on the southern coast of England and stretches about 95 miles from East Devon to Dorset.
Renowned for its stunning geological formations, it showcases 185 million years of Earth's history through its cliffs, coves, and beaches.
You can explore iconic landmarks such as Durdle's Door, a natural limestone arch, and the fossil-rich beaches along Lyme Regis.
The coast offers a diverse landscape from rugged cliffs to sandy shores, providing ample opportunities for hiking, fossil hunting, and enjoying the breathtaking views.
Don't miss out on Old Harry's Rocks. These white chalk cliffs and rock formations topped with green fields are beautiful and peaceful.
You can walk along the cliff's edge, but the best views are from a boat or kayak. Guided tours are offered by many local companies.
On the southwestern tip of England is a region of Cornwall, which is celebrated for its stunning coastline, charming villages, and its rich cultural heritage.
With over 400 miles of rugged cliffs, sandy beaches, and picturesque harbors, Cornwall offers breathtaking scenery and outdoor activities, including surfing, hiking, and sailing.
The region is steeped in history, with ancient sites like Tintagel Castle associated with the legend of King Arthur, and the impressive Minnoch Theatre, an open-air venue carved into the cliffs.
Don't miss St. Michael's Mount while you are here. This tidal island is England's counterpart to Mont Saint Michel and is home to St. Aubin family castle, as well as a small fishing village. It can be accessed at low tide via a stone walkway or high tide via boat. Cornwall is also known for its unique culinary delights, such as Cornish pasties and cream teas.
Yum. Its mild climate, artistic communities, and vibrant festivals make Cornwall a beloved destination for both tourists and locals.
North of Bath is the Cotswolds, an area of outstanding natural beauty in central England, renowned for its idyllic countryside, picturesque villages, and distinctive honey-colored limestone buildings.
Spanning across several counties, including Gloucestershire, Oxfordshire, and Warwickshire, the region features rolling hills, charming market towns, and historic landmarks. You can explore quaint villages like Burton on the Water, often referred to as the Venice of the Cotswolds, and the medieval town of Kirkconnchester. Rich in history and cultural heritage, the Cotswolds provide a perfect escape under the quintessential English countryside charm.
Next up is Oxford, renowned for its prestigious university, which was founded nearly a millennia ago and is the oldest in the English speaking world.
The city's stunning architecture features a blend of medieval, Gothic, and neoclassical styles, with the iconic buildings such as the Radcliffe Camera, the Bodleian Library, and the Christ Church Cathedral.
Oxford's vibrant academic atmosphere is complemented by its rich cultural scene.
The River Thames and River Cherwell meander through the city, providing picturesque settings for punting and riverside walks.
Oxford's historic charm, intellectual legacy, and lively cultural offerings make it a captivating destination.
Further north, you'll find York, a city steeped in history and brimming with medieval charm.
Nestled in the heart of North Yorkshire, this ancient city is renowned for its rich heritage, stunning architecture, and vibrant culture.
As you wander through the cobbled streets of this historic city center, you'll encounter iconic landmarks such as York Minster, one of the largest Gothic cathedrals in Northern Europe.
Exploring the Shambles, a narrow, winding street with overhanging timber framed buildings dating back to the 14th century, you can find quaint shops here, cafes, and boutiques. York is not just about its historic past, it also offers a dynamic cultural scene and variety of modern attractions.
Visit the National Railway Museum to discover an impressive collection of historic locomotives and railway memorabilia.
And experience the dark side of York's history at the York Dungeon, where live actors and immersive sets bring to life tales of Vikings, plagues, and notorious criminals.
And if you're looking for a more relaxing experience, you can take a leisurely boat cruise along the River Ouse or enjoy a peaceful stroll through the museum gardens, home to the ruins of St. Mary's Abbey. Traveling west from York, you'll get to Manchester, which is known for its rich industrial heritage, its dynamic cultural scene, and its spirited sports culture.
Often referred to as the capital of the North, Manchester boasts an impressive array of attractions, from its historic architecture to its modern developments.
Exploring the city's industrial past at the Science and Industry Museum, housing the world's oldest surviving passenger railway station.
Wander through the Northern Quarter, famed for its eclectic mix of independent shops, trendy cafes, and vibrant street art.
Sports enthusiasts can visit the iconic Old Trafford Museum, home to Manchester United, or Etihad Stadium, home to Man City. Our final must-see region in England is the Lake District. This breathtaking region renowned for its stunning landscapes, tranquil lakes, and majestic mountains.
As a UNESCO World Heritage Site, the Lake District offers a perfect blend of natural beauty and cultural heritage.
Explore the serene waters of Lake Windermere, the largest natural lake in England, where you can enjoy boating, kayaking, or simply relaxing by the shores. You can also wander through the picturesque villages like Ambleside and Grasmere, where charming stone cottages, cozy tea rooms, and local shops create a very welcoming atmosphere. The Lake District is a haven for outdoor enthusiasts. You can hike the rugged trails of Scafell Pike, which is the highest peak in England, for panoramic views that'll take your breath away. We want to leave you with some travel tips that have either been shared with us or we've learned from our own experience.
The first tip is something we've already mentioned, but because of how costly it can be, is worth mentioning again. Watch out for the congestion zones in London. There are multiple ways to prepay or pay day of, but if you don't do this, there are penalty charges that can be over $300 per day that you drove into the congestion zone. So definitely make sure you're watching out for these if you rent a car.
Our next tip is payment methods. Many places in England are no longer taking cash and are card or some sort of electronic pay method only. You can prepare for this by having multiple cards and or e-pay methods like Apple Pay set up and ready to go.
This tip we haven't actually used, but we got from other travelers and is staying at pubs.
We've been told that many pubs have rooms available that can often be cheaper than hotels. It's something worth checking out, and you might save a few pounds.
Our final tip is about food. In our experience, the stereotype about British food being terrible simply isn't true. You should definitely try the local dishes in each region you visit.
Yeah, whether it's the sticky toffee waffles that you really loved, Cornish pasties, French gingerbread in the Lake District, which they're really well known for, meat pies, sausage rolls. Like there are all sorts of regional dishes that are great British foods and definitely must tries.
Yeah, additionally, classics like fish and chips and the full English breakfast shouldn't be missed either. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and it'll inspire you to visit England as well.
If you have anything to add or any questions, please put them in the comments.
And don't forget to like and subscribe. Safe travels.